Okay, I'm using my iPad today because the lighting is way better on it. But today I'm actually going to talk about something pretty serious that I don't talk about with anyone, so this might end up a fail or a good thing, but I figured that I should talk about it more because I could maybe help people out with them dealing with what I deal with. What I'm talking about is I have been diagnosed with bipolar, depression, and anxiety. And I just want to talk about how it has affected me and affected my life because it did have a strong impact. Okay, I'll talk about my bipolar first because I don't know where my depression came from, but maybe like some of it came from being bipolar. I'm not sure, but I actually have manic depression, which is really bad because some people just get depression to where it's easier to handle, but manic depression, you can't handle that. Your pills will somewhat help, but most of the time your body gets used to it and they basically just give up on you. And that's what I'm dealing with right now. I'm trying to find another doctor, but since I am 20 years old, most doctors have already given up on me. Most of them think I'm going to grow out of it, but I've dealt with this since I was 12 years old, so kind of not growing out of it. Okay, my bipolar started when I was 11, 12, and the doctors swore up and down that it was a teenager thing, but this started before I was a teenager, and my mother has two other kids. I have an older sister and a little sister, and she flat out told the doctor that it's not a teenager thing because she's dealt with two other teenagers and not one of them have dealt with what I go through on a daily basis. When I didn't have pills, I literally wanted to fight everybody. I fought a wall and kind of lost, but no doctor would help me. Like when I was 14, 15, it got so bad to the point to where my mother and father and sisters literally did not want to be around me because I just wanted to fight. And then from after one time when I was like, sorry I have a runny nose, when I was 13, no, maybe it was either 13 or 14, that I got literally so pissed off that I went into my room, broke everything in sight. And then after that, I just broke down in tears because I literally couldn't deal with it. Like, my mood switched so dramatically that my body gave up. That it just broke down and went through a lot of stuff. And it sucks because bipolar, only thing you can do is counseling and pills. I've done counseling. All of my counselors basically just made fun of me my entire life. Not one of them tried to help me. Like, the longest I ever was with the counselor was a couple months because I really needed help. But all she did was make fun of me, tell me that I'm just going to have to deal with it, that there's nothing anyone can do. And my mother had to be in there with me because I can't be around someone without having like a family member with me because then I'll break down and literally just get so depressed or mad that I can't be good around. But she would always tell me that I shouldn't let my mother in the room because she's going to die eventually, so I'm going to have to get used to not having her with me. That's when I finally said, it's enough. She said, do you have a problem? I was like, yes, I have a problem with you. You're being a stuck-up little B word. I'm not going to say it because I'm pretty sure I can't. And I just literally hated her. Oh, the lighting just went funny. There we go. Wow. That was weird. But it got to the point to where I would have appointments and I wouldn't go. I was tired of getting made fun of. And we found a doctor that put me on, what were those? They were for ADHD kids. because he said it wasn't a bipolar issue, that I was actually ADHD. No, I'm not. I think I would know if I was ADHD, that's for sure. Sorry, I'm fixing it, because it keeps leaning down. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. And I was with him maybe a month. But I did go to a doctor before that. She was a specialist in this. And surprise, surprise, all she did was make fun of me. And she put me on so many pills that literally all I could do is eat and sleep. That's all my body would allow me, was to eat and sleep. And it sucked. I couldn't do nothing. By the time I was 16, we went to this other doctor that I was talking about. And he took me off all of those and then put me on different ones. I didn't do anything at all. All that did was literally piss my bipolarness off. I got in a straight up fist fight with my mother because I was so ticked off. She said something, and I told her, stop being a little slut and a whore, and word of advice, even if you are bipolar, try to walk away, because, ooh, bad, bad, bad. Straight up fist fight, and my sister had to come in there and pull my mother off of me because she was afraid she was going to end up killing me. I literally thought I was going to die, but I did that to myself. But by the time I was 16, that I couldn't control it at all. So, really bad. But I was a cutter all the way up till I was 18. Because that's the only thing that helped me. Cutting might not help a lot of people, but when you deal with so many psychological issues, it's nice to be in control of what your emotion's gonna act like. I hated myself. The only one that ever knew about me cutting was my mother, because afterwards I would stop cutting. I'd be so emotional. I would go to her, and she would take me to the bathroom, clean my wrist and whatever else I cut up, and bandage it. And my sister's home. So this is going to have to be the end of this one. But we'll talk more. Okay, next we'll talk about my depression. And I hope the people, if you're going through this, there will be another video to talk more about it. Bye.